Hello Divination, thank you for joining us in this live stream where I will be showing you how to add an ebook opt-in form with immediate download afterwards to the SEO layout pack. So for this live stream you will be needing two things. First of all, you will be needing Divi. So if you're not an Elegant Themes member yet, make sure that you check Divi in the description below. Go to the product page and discover Divi and all of its possibilities for yourself. And then you will also need the SEO layout pack, which is free. It came out this Monday, and you can find it in the description below as well. So go ahead and download that for free. And actually, we'll be needing something else as well, and that's the Bloom plugin. So if you're an Elegant Themes member already, this is included into your membership. So make sure that you check that out in the description below as well. So without any further ado, let's get to it. Alright, so before we dive into the tutorial, you will need to download the free layout pack, the free SEO layout pack, and install it on your website. And I've already done that, and let's just scroll through the different pages that are provided to you by the design team of Elegant Themes. And we have 8 pages in total. We have a home page, a landing page, a services page, a case study page, a pricing page, a blog page, an about page, and a contact page. So let's just scroll through these beautiful layouts so you can see what they look like once they're installed on a website. Let's just Alright, this is the landing page, and the thing we'll be showing you how to achieve today will happen on this page, and I'll show you the result after I've scrolled through these different layouts, and you will be seeing what we're going to recreate within this tutorial, within this live stream, before we start. Alright, so and if you have any question in the meantime, make sure that you leave a comment in the comment section below if you're watching on Facebook, or if you're watching on YouTube, leave a message in the live chat. Alright, so we have a lot of visuals that are included within this layout pack. Of course, you are free to use these for all kinds of purposes without any restrictions. Then we have the blog page, the about page, and the contact page. So they all look very stunning. And let's just take a look at what we're going to be recreating within this live stream. So this is what it looks like when you have the landing page installed on your WordPress website and you haven't made any modifications to it. So this is the hero section of your landing page, and it provides you with a contact form. But it might be that on your landing page you would like to, increase the conversions of your landing page. And one of the things you could do is add an opt-in form that will help you build your email list and get in touch with your visitors. And you can also offer something in return, obviously. And in this case, you could, for instance, share an ebook or whatever, and you have several possibilities to approach that. But the one that we'll be handling in this live stream is how to, after somebody share their email address and their name with you, instead of having that opt-in form, a button will show up that will allow them to immediately download the content that you're trying to share with them. So this looks like the following. Alright, so we have this, and we have, of course, we have a title that matches it, and we have this nice looking opt-in form. And once you fill this form and you subscribe, the following button will show up, as you can see on the screen. And once you click it, or once any one of your visitors actually clicks it, a zipped file will be downloaded over here. It's important to mention that To use this method, you will be needing a zip file. Of course, this offers you a ton of other possibilities as well, because you can add several files to it. You can add, you could add a guide through everything that you're sharing as well. But you will need to upload a zip file. So make sure that you have a zip file close by that you can upload as we are within this tutorial. All right. So let's get started. Now, the first thing you will need to do is go to your WordPress website, where you have, of course, installed the SEO layout pack. We have a separate post that handles 10 steps that help you, complete your website with any kind of layout pack. Actually, that is provided to you by Elegant Themes. But once you go through that post and through all the steps, the first thing you will need to do is upload and download. Actually, first download and then upload Bloom. So if you're an Elegant Themes member, you will simply have to log into the members area of Elegant Themes, and then if you scroll down, you'll see Bloom over here, and then simply click on download. And if you're not an Elegant Themes member yet, you will of course need to become a member, and then you will not only get Bloom, but you will get all of the other stuff as well, such as Divi, which is the other thing that we're using to bring this tutorial and this live stream to a good end. All right, so just go ahead and download that. I have already done that for you guys. And once you do that, go to plugins over here, and then click on add new. Then you have to simply upload the zip file and make sure that you activate it as well. All right, so the next thing we're going to do is create a locked content opt-in form. So that's one of the possibilities you have with Bloom. So let's just go to Bloom over here, then move on to opt-in forms. And I see that there are already a lot of people watching. So hi guys, if you have a question, leave it in the live chat or in the comment section. We have other people looking in the comments as well to see if they can help you with any questions that you have while recreating this tutorial. All right. So then you'll need to continue by creating a new opt-in form. So there are several opt-in form types over here, and you can choose whichever you want, but for this tutorial and live stream in particular, we're going to choose the locked content one, because this will allow us to, after somebody added their name and their email address and subscribed, they will get other content besides, the opt-in form. So you can just give your opt-in form a new name, such as free ebook. And then you can, depending on which email provider that you use, you will need to, set up a form integration. I'm just going to choose one randomly that I have installed. All right. And then you can go design. All right. So you can choose whichever kind of template you want. Actually, over here, because we're going to modify it anyways, we're going to use some steps. So just pick one, pick the first one, and then go to customize. All right. Now the first thing you will need to do over here is remove the opt-in title and the opt-in message. All right. All right, I'm sorry guys, I found that I was using another screen, but we're okay right now. So the only thing that I have done actually is upload Bloom. Let me show you really quick again, very quickly over here. So I have just uploaded Bloom, activated it, and the next thing I've done is go to opt-in forms over here. All right, then click on new opt-in, choose locked content over here and give it a name over here, and then select an email provider. So depending on which one that you use, you will have to set that up. But I've just used MailChimp very easily over here. And then I just continued to design. So these were the steps that were missing up until now, but we're good to go now. And just choose a random template over here, because we're going to apply some different settings that will make everything fall into place. So next, go to customize. All right, just going to change the name over here really quick. To customize, so the first thing you will need to do over here is remove the Optin title and the Optin message, because we don't want it to show up at all. And that's because we're going to have an email show up instead, and we also have another text module that actually shows us what we're going to share, because we have a few more possibilities doing that, as we can change anything within that text module. We have additional options, so I prefer doing it that way. But of course you could opt for an Optin title and an Optin message, but if you want to have more possibilities, you could easily get rid of those and, make some modifications to the settings over here, and then change some things within the text modules within the Divi builder. All right. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is over here in the image settings, because we just deleted this Optin title and message. But then I'm going to make sure that this image orientation is image above text. All right, and we already have an image here, but as you upload the SEO layout pack with the different images that are included, you will have a ton of images that you can choose from without any restrictions within your media library. So let's just go over here, and of course you could choose whatever you want. But I'm just going to choose this section BG graph, because I really like how it turns out to look within the Optin form. All right. And then the next thing I'm going to do is change the backgrounds over here to white. So it could be that you already have it in white, but if you don't, make sure that it's white over here. All right. And you can leave everything as it is over here within the Optin styling. And then if you move on to the form setup, make sure that form on button is selected, and you can also add an email field. But of course, this is always up to you whether or not you want to include this within your Optin form. Most of the times, if you want to approach your visitors and your leads afterwards, you will need a name. So I'm just going to add a single name field over here. And then I'll be moving on to the form styling, and make sure that the form background color is white as well over here. Not white actually, but purple. So it had to be white in the Optin styling, because that will match with our text module. And over here, we'll change the form background color to the following color. Is a purple kind of color, and this is actually one of the colors that was used within the SEO layout pack, so it matches pretty well. And I'm also going to change the button color into black. And I'm going to maintain this button text color as light, because that will just help everything be more readable. All right, so let's just go through these once again. So only make sure that you remove the opt-in title and the opt-in message, and then make some small modifications, such as make sure that the image is above text, upload an image. Of course, this could be any kind of image, but you can use the images that are within your media library for free without any restrictions. They are part of this ongoing Divi initiative, where we try to put something extra into your design toolbox, and our design team shares, free layout packs with you guys. So if you're not an Elegant Themes member yet and you want to be part of this all and get these free layout packs, make sure that you check Divi in the description below and check the layout pack as well. So, change the image, make sure that this background color is white, make sure that the form is on button, and change these colors over here to match with your layout pack. So these match already, but if you're using this for another layout pack or for just a website that you already have, make sure that this matches with your color palette. Okay, so the last thing I'm going to do is add some CSS code over here as well. And this will just help us make small modifications to the opt-in form, which will make it look just a little bit better. But of course, it's not necessary to have this. If you like it without CSS design, that's fine as well. But you can find this CSS code within the blog post, which I have mentioned in the description below as well. All right. So once you do that, you can save and exit. All right. And here I have my opt-in form. I'm just going to take one more look at it really quick to make sure that everything's all right. Yes. All right. So before we do anything else with this locked content opt-in form, I'm going to my landing page over here. So we're going to change this hero section entirely. All right, so to do that, you can use the backend builder or the visual builder. I'm just going to enable the visual builder. And the first thing I will need to do over here is change the spacing of my section over here, because I will need to have other values that will match the end result. So I'm going to open the settings over here, then move on to the design tab. Open the spacing subcategory, change the top into 2% and the bottom into 0 pixels. All right. So the next thing I'm going to do is remove this row entirely, because we'll be using another column structure for a row, and we'll be using other modules as well. So I might as well, delete the row entirely. Of course, you could make modifications to it on the spot, but I just think it's, way much cleaner to start from the beginning if you're going to make a lot of changes to something. So I'm just going to add a new row over here, and I'm going to use a one column row. All right, and before I add anything over here, I'm going to clone this R services text module. I really like reusing a lot of modules and rows wherever I can, because it just makes your job easier. You already have a lot of settings in place, and you just have to focus on the details and making the small changes. So I really like that. All right, so I'm going to change the content first of all. Of course, you could make that any content you want. Depending on what you like. All right, and then I'll move on to the design tab and open the text subcategory, and then I'll change the text color into light, of course, because we have a darker background color. I'm going to change this text size into 22 and the text color into this color code. Again, you can find all of these steps within the blog post, which I have mentioned in the description below. All right. And then I'll open the heading text subcategory, of course, move on to the heading that I'm using, and I'll also change, just make sure that this is 36 or whatever you would like to assign to the heading text. So let's just use 40. And then I'll move on to the sizing subcategory. These are obviously just minor design changes that depend on your preferences, but as I'm recreating this tutorial, I just want to share all of the steps so you can achieve the exact same result if you would want to. All right, so the next thing I'm going to do, so I have the title over here. Again, as I've mentioned, you could also add these titles to your Bloom Optin form, but I just think that adding a text module instead of using the title of the Bloom Optin form just allows you to play around with a lot more design possibilities that are built in within the Divi builder. So yeah, if you're just joining us, we're just showing you how to add an ebook opt-in form with an immediate download afterwards. So once somebody fills in the opt-in form, they will immediately get a button where they can click and get all of the content material that you're sharing with them. So the next thing I'm going to do is add a new text module over here. All right, and before I make any changes to that, I'm going to be needing my my opt-in form. So when you create an opt-in form, you will be able to copy the shortcode that is being used for that opt-in form. So for that, I'm just going back to opt-in forms here. All right, and then over here I have this generate shortcode icon. So just go ahead and click on that. And then you can go ahead and copy this shortcode over here. So this is the shortcode that's been assigned to the locked content opt-in form that you've created. And then you can just go ahead and paste that within the content box over here. All right, and then go ahead and just remove the content over here. And the next thing you will need to do is actually upload the zipped file that you would like to share with the visitors after they filled in the opt-in form. So I have already done that. I've created a random zip file, and then you just have to add that to your media library. So just go to media over here, then click on add new, and you can just drop or select a file, so the folder, actually the zip folder that you would like to share with your visitors. And as you can see over here, I have already done that. I have the ebook zip file, and once I click on it, you'll see that you have a URL over here, and this URL is going to be necessary because we'll use that URL to enable the download for the visitors after they have filled in the opt-in form. All right, so basically over here between the beginning and the end of your locked content opt-in form, you will have to add a link. So of course you could do that visually as well, or you can go to the text tab over here and add that. So you can find this in the blog post as well. This is just simply a link, and then over here within the text, you'll have to add your own URL to the zipped file. So as you can see over here, I'm just going to copy this, and I'm just going to add this as my link over here. All right. And as you can see, this is the content that will show up once somebody has made use of your locked content opt-in. All right. So now it's time to make some changes to the appearance. So we have everything functionally all right, but we'll have to make some small changes to the text module, which will help us improve the overall look and feel of the Optin form. So the first thing I'm going to do is add a white background color over here. You can see that there's already a small change over here, but we're going to make this look even more prettier. And then I'm going to the design tab, open the text subcategory, and I'm going to make sure that my text font is Poppins, because this is the font that is actually been used throughout the whole SEO layout pack. But if you're using this on another layout pack, make sure that you match it with the rest of your pages and the rest of your fonts as well. So you just want to maintain that balance. These are like small things you could do, and you should definitely do if you could. I'm also going to change the text size into 27. All right. And I'm also going to use the following color as my text color, which again matches my layout pack. And then I'm going to make sure that I use center text orientation as well. Next, I'll move on to the sizing subcategory, and I'm going to modify this width over here. I'm going to make it 47. And I'm going to use a center module alignment, but this width will only be needed for desktops, not for tablets or phones. So you can keep those other two as 100%. All right. So then let's move on to the spacing subcategory. And I'm going to add 25 pixels to the bottom over here just to make it look a little better. And then I'll move on to the border subcategory. Again, these are all design changes. You can follow these within this live stream, or you can have a look at the blog post and you can find all of the steps there as well. But of course, you could modify this to your own needs. But this is just one idea, one creative way of approaching this. The most important part of this use case live stream is the fact that you can add a download button. Actually, it's a link, but it looks like a button to your website, and you can, facilitate that process of sharing content with your visitors after they've become a part of your email list. So I'm also going to add the box shadow over here. All right, so this is our final results, and of course you could modify it over here just to match a little, as much as you want. And once you're done, make sure that you save your page. After exiting the visual builder. All right. So this is the button that you will get afterwards. I'm just going to take a look, and it actually shows up as a button already because I've probably already filled in the form. So people who have already filled in the form will, will get that already. So once you fill in the form once, you will be able to download it over and over again until, the website forgets about you, because it doesn't, constantly show up. But I'm just trying to make sure that I see that you can see the final result. So you can see it over here, but once somebody fills it in, they will immediately get the button as you've seen. So just save next to the visual builder. So once they fill in that form, they will get the button over here where they can download the free ebook. And then depending on, the file that you've added to the link, they will be able to download the zipped file. All right. Well, that was all for this live stream. Thank you for joining us. If you like to give it a thumbs up, and we hope that you're enjoying this ongoing Divi initiative where we try to put something extra into your design toolbox each and every week. If you're not an Elegant Themes member yet, make sure that you check Divi in the description below and go ahead and download the SEO layout pack for free as well. That came out on this Monday, and I hope that this use case has helped you take your website to the next level. Thanks for watching, and we look forward to seeing you in our next live stream or video.